Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to Vidiot Entertainment Studios for this episode of Vidiot Movie Reviews. I'm the nerd Lust Daddy, and today we continue our series reviewing every North American live-action video game film adaptation theatrical release. Here we are on our next to last review in this series, and it's one with some high expectations as we go treasure hunting within unexplored lands and review 2022's Uncharted.
Them games is really good, so this better be good too's.
Chopheads, I hope so too. Let's delve into this one and see how it is. Now, Uncharted was released in North American theaters on February 18th, 2022. At this time, 10 games in combinations of mainline, spin-off, collections, and standalone expansions had been released in the series. We will use the mainline games for comparison, and those are Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, and Uncharted 4 Thief's End. We'll be using these for a loose comparison as the film is not directly adapted from any one of the games and also appears to be a prequel to them. Within the games, we follow along on the adventures of Nathan Drake, a treasure hunter by nature and trade. Throughout the games, Nathan hops across the globe, searching out lost treasure in locations such as El Dorado, the Sintamani Stone, and the lost city of Ubar. Frequently, he's accompanied by, or becomes eventually involved with along the way, multiple recurring characters such as reporter and future wife to Nathan, Elena Fisher, dubious cohort and love interest, Chloe Frazier, and uneasy friend and mentor, Victor Sully Sullivan. Together they go on treasure hunting adventures around the world to exotic locations, searching for fortune in stories and gameplay somewhat reminiscent of Tomb Raider or Indiana Jones. Within the film, we also follow along with protagonist Nathan Drake as we learn that he and his brother Sam once lived together in an orphanage. Both from a young age craved exploration and treasure hunting, even if some of their means were illegal. Having learned of the legend of Magellan's Gold, the brothers commit breaking and entering in an attempt to steal a map that was made of Magellan's expedition. Getting caught in the act and taken back to the orphanage, we're told that this is Sam's third strike getting caught. The head nun orders Sam to get his things and go with the police officer to be arrested. Before escaping out the second floor window, Sam gives Nathan the cherished ring that was said to belong to their ancestor Sir Francis Drake and promises to stay in touch with him until they meet again. Fast forward 15 years and Nathan is living in New York as a bartender while hustling and pickpocketing wealthy patrons on the side. Following one of his acts of pickpocketing, a man named Victor Sully Sullivan introduces himself to Nathan and offers to bring him in to help continue the search for the Magellan crew treasure. Learning that Sully had been working with Nathan's brother Sam, who'd gone missing, Nathan agrees to work with Sully and try to find the treasure. Also seeking the treasure is Santiago Moncada, who's the last descendant of the Moncada family that had financed Magellan's journey and claims a legal right to the treasure. The race to find the treasure and the keys to unlocking its location commences between the groups as the risks involved rise and alliances come into question. Alright, so we have very similarly styled plots here. The film also deals with Nathan Drake and pretty much all the other iconic characters from the games, but on a new adventure that seems to take place before the first game. Everything seems to work here and fit within the universe, so this gets a hawoo from me. Kids, what did you think of the plot?
Hawoo!
So, how did the setting and world representation stack up? Well, we get to see exotic locations and long-lost treasures. We also see pretty good representations of the action and adventure from the game, such as fighting, gunplay, and parkour maneuvers, as well as climbing that at times gave me the same feeling of familiarity found when thinking of dangling from a rock edge in the games. Though at times the CGI takes you out of the suspension of disbelief, but not often enough to ruin the experience. The major misrepresentation steps found within this film have to do with two of the main characters, which I'll get into in that section. Still, those representations are poor enough to bring the overall accuracy down, so at best, I can only give setting and world representation a passing hawoo. Kids, what did you think of them?
Hawoo!
Let's get into the characters, and as usual, we'll be sticking with the main characters from the games and those at the front of the film. Let's start with Joe Bradham, played by Toddy Gabriel, known for the Netflix series Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and the TV series The 100. Here, she's the mercenary hired by Santiago Moncada to help him track down the Magellan treasure. While an original character to the universe, she fits in well even if she is a bit redundant due to being a rehash of Chloe, only quite a bit more ruthless. I think the film could have gotten along without her had they just written things differently and just used Chloe in this role. Still, the performance is good and the character fits even if it's a trope. She gets a passing hawoo from me. Pidds, what did you think of Joe?
Hawoo.
Santiago Moncada, portrayed by the iconic Antonio Banderas, known for his roles in films such as Desperado and the Spy Kids films. He plays the role of the last descendant of the Moncada family who claims blood rights to the treasure and will do anything it takes to get it. Another original character to the series, this one is quite enjoyable as Antonio throws himself into the role, relishing portraying the cold and vicious antagonist high on his delusions of grandeur to life-threatening levels. It's a fun performance and one that I enjoy. He gets a hawoo from me. Pidds, what did you think of Santiago?
Hawoo.
Chloe Frazier, played by Sophia Ali, most recognizable for her roles in the TV series Grey's Anatomy and Faking It. She takes on the role of the iconic character from the games. Uneasy accomplice to Nathan and Sully, and equally uneasy love interest to Nathan. She comes off as strong, mischievous, talented, and not to be trusted, much like in the games. I think they got the casting fairly right here and found her to be a good adaptation, so she gets a hawoo from me. Pidds, what did you think of Chloe?
Hawoo.
Victor Sully Sullivan, portrayed by Mark Wahlberg, known for the music group Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, and more notably nowadays, from films such as Boogie Nights, Ted, and the 2001 remake Planet of the Apes. Here he attempts to play the role of Sully from the games. Take a look at this chit. What kind of casting is this? He looks nothing like him at all, not to mention the utter lack of Sully's iconic mustache. I like Mark Wahlberg as much as the next person, but this is a serious miscast that I can't even begin to explain. This one's a chit futter for me. Pidds, what did you think of Sully?
Chit, futter.
Nathan Nate Drake, played by Tom Holland, most notable for his role as Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. Here he attempts to take on the role of the iconic treasure hunter and fails before leaving the gate. Here we have another casting mistake. It's like they hired him just because he was hot at the time. But again, look at this. They look nothing alike. Tom is just way too baby-faced. He looks like a child compared to the character from the games. No matter how much I like this actor, this is so clearly another miscast that I have to give it a chit futter. Pidds, what did you think of Nathan?
Chit, futter.
Alright, let's get to the final verdicts. The plot fares well and fits in with the typical treasure hunting stories from the games. The setting and world representation fits with its exotic locales and action sequences, but rolls a hard fumble with its fair to abysmal casting as some strange choices were made for two of the biggest main characters. Let's turn to the Pidds first to see what he thinks. Pidds, what did you think of Uncharted?
Hawoo.
I'm with you there, Pidds. There are just some things that star power can't drive, especially if the casting is just blatantly off. Despite the strange choices of Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, they at least throw themselves into their roles. At most, I can give this one a 60s out of 10s. It's a decent above average treasure hunting action adventure, but one that fans of the games may be disappointed in. If fans of the games can overlook the glaring miscasts, I think they can have a good time with it, and fans of action adventure films without the Uncharted brand expectation will enjoy it. The Pidds and I want to thank you all for once again tuning into Vidiot Entertainment Studios for this episode of Vidiot Movie Reviews. If you enjoyed our video, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share to show your support. And also, don't forget to check us out and subscribe on Twitch, as well as follow us on Twitter. Until next time, I'm the Nerd Lust Daddy, reminding you all to not be chit futters to each other. Body autonomy for all, reproductive rights for women, and peace, love, and happiness to all. Take us out, Pidds.
Thanks for watching. See you all next times.